Good afternoon, everybody. It's time for our daily dose of Hostage Tape Live. My name is Alex. I am the founder of Hostage Tape. Today we're talking all things quarterback grips. No, just kidding. I do have another channel where I talk about quarterback grips because, as you can see behind me, football was a huge part of my life. Football was my first love. I was a quarterback. Played high school, played college. I played professional for many, many years. I wanted to be the next Kurt Warner, and it didn't happen. I didn't make it to the NFL, but that's okay. Created a couple of businesses, and my latest company is the company that I'm on here talking about. So my name is Alex. I'm the founder of Hostage Tape. We are the largest mouth tape brand in the world, folks. We've got over 100,000 users. This is our hero product right here. This is what we sell a ton of mouth tape. This is the most popular mouth tape brand in the world right here. Okay? In fact, we're the number one mouth tape brand on Walmart, the number one mouth tape brand on Amazon, even though on Amazon, mouth tape is technically banned. And so you see a lot of copycats on there, but we're the biggest brand in the world. So we always keep getting kicked off, and then we have to keep relisting it. And so just bear with us if you're ever trying to find Hostage Tape on Amazon. It's there, and we keep relisting it. But at some point, we're going to deal with Amazon so that they quit banning mouth tape. Now, with with Shopify, so Shopify gives out these awards, much like if you're on YouTube, you get these plaques. And this was over a year ago. We had over 100,000 orders, and this was over a year ago. So we've blown past this threefold at least. But on the regular, we've got over 100,000 people who rely on Hostage Tape every single night to get life-changing sleep. In fact, that's really three of the most common things that people say about Hostage Tape is that it stops their snoring. And if it doesn't stop it, it severely reduces snoring. It is beard-friendly for you guys out there that love wearing Hostage Tape, or for many of you who wonder if it works, if mouth tape works with you because you've got facial hair. We are beard friendly, works really, really well with mustaches and beards. And it's life-changing sleep. Like, just go to the reviews on our page on hostagetape.com and look at the reviews and see the amount of people who tried mouth taping, wake up the next day and can't believe how much better they feel. How life-changing of an experience that they had using Hostage Tape. It's amazing. And I can attest to that. I mean, I'm somebody I was a mouth breather my whole life, and I didn't know it. And that's what's amazing about it was I stumbled down this rabbit hole because I snored so bad for so many years that it pushed my wife into the other bedroom. And so my wife and I slept in separate bedrooms for years, folks. Some might call this a sleep divorce. And you might laugh at that and think it's funny, but it's not funny. We shouldn't be sleeping in separate bedrooms. We really shouldn't. There's a bonding time there that you get being in the same bed with your partner. And for those partners who do sleep in the same bed and they're not getting sleep because their partner is sawing logs, then you feel like you're being held hostage. Wink. And you don't know what to do. And so for me, that was my life. My wife hated the fact that she couldn't get any sleep next to me because I was such a loud snorer. So then she moved into the other bedroom. And we got resentful of each other. You get up and you're already off to a terrible start. In fact, so there's this concept. So the Gottman Institute has studied couples for decades. And there's this concept in the Gottman Institute where they talk about the magic ratio. And this magic ratio talks about this 1-to-5 ratio of good to bad. And so for every negative interaction that you have with your partner, you need 5 positive interactions to counteract that. So imagine being a couple where the husband's snoring like a chainsaw and your wife doesn't get any sleep. So you wake up, that's 1. And then you get into a fight because your wife didn't get good sleep. She feels like crap. You're wondering what's wrong with her. That's 2. And then by the time you get out the door, you've had 5 negative interactions with each other. That's going to take 25 positive interactions to counteract all of that. And you end up digging this hole that you can't get out of. You're like Indiana Jones running out of the Temple of Doom with this big boulder chasing after you that you can't escape, that ends up just rolling right over you. And it overtakes you. And then you feel like your whole life is being held hostage and you don't know why. You don't know how to get out of it. Your wife feels like she's being held hostage by you, by your snoring, by whatever is going on, whatever's taken hold of your life, and you don't know what to do. And so when I went down that rabbit hole of mouth taping, and I'll never forget the first time I did it. The first time I was going to mouth tape, you have this moment, this pause where, and this happens to everybody who mouth tapes for the first time. You have a thought of, wait a minute, what happens if my nose stuffs up? Am I going to suffocate? Am I going to die? It's a perfectly normal reaction that everybody has. Even I had it. And I'm the founder of the largest mouth tape brand in the world. So you have that thought. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to be fine. I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to do it. And I realized that my nose was meant for breathing. This is the way that our body was meant to breathe. Our mouth is made for talking and eating, not for breathing. And so I put the tape on that night, turned the lights off, pulled the covers up, laid down, stared at the ceiling for a moment, almost wide-eyed, wondering what was going to happen, and then drifted off to sleep. And then I woke up the next day really early, and I couldn't believe the amount of energy that I had. I felt amazing. So somebody had a question. To clarify, nasal strips can serve as a temporary solution, right? Well, what the nasal strip, you can see I'm wearing a nasal strip right now. Now, granted, there's 2 products that we sell, 2 primary products that we sell. Our Puro product is our mouth tape that goes over the mouth, which I can demonstrate. We've got our tin. And we've got our piece of mouth tape right here. All right. Looks like I'm all out of pink. Oh, wait. No, I got some pink right here. We've also got our pink version for the lovely ladies of our lives. I'll pull out a pink one. I know the audience loves seeing me put a piece of pink mouth tape on. And then we've got our nose strip that goes on the nose. Okay? Yes, love it. Appreciate it. Love the shout out. All right, so the nose strip, when you say temporary, I guess I don't really know what you mean by a temporary solution, but look, for many of us who don't breathe well out of our nose, what the nose strip does, it's not just a piece of tape. It's actually got plastic ribs in it that you'll notice has a flex to it. So when you put this on your nose, it opens up the nostrils and helps you breathe better. So yes, it's a temporary solution that helps open up your nose, which a lot of us need, barring and going in and getting into surgery. But honestly, we're partnered with the largest ear, nose, and throat clinic in California, the LA ENT. And even they say, unless you can't breathe out of your nose, getting surgery may not be the right move because it's really painful. It doesn't always work. It's not covered by insurance. So unless it's really bad, then yes, you probably should get surgery. But somebody like me, I don't have a deviated septum. I don't have any major issues with my nose. But when I put a nose strip on, it makes a huge difference for me breathing. I can't not wear this when I go for a run and I go on a workout. I'm always wearing this every day, every morning when I work out. Always. All right, so what's next on the launch list? Well, I'm not going to tell you what we're launching next, but I will go through all the products that we have here. Now, before I lose some of you, make sure we did launch our Black Friday specials. So go to hostagetape.com. There's 50% off the bundles, our Black Friday bundles. And I'm telling you right now that they're all going to sell out because of the nasal sticks. We have a very limited amount of these nasal sticks. So make sure you get these because these will sell out, guaranteed. And they all come with, there's a few different versions of the Black Friday bundles that we have. There's a whole mouth tape version, a mouth tape and a nose strip version, and then an all nose strip version. They all have a couple of tins that you're going to get with them, the bedside storage tins. But then they all have a pack of 4 of these nasal sticks. They've got menthol, peppermint, eucalyptus, and they will open those nose holes right up. Okay, and they're super addictive. Sweet, man. Yeah, I'd love to do a collab. Absolutely. Okay. So let's go through the mouth tape here. So what you'll note, and again, I like to remind people whenever you're putting mouth tape on, what you want to make sure you do is we have a clean the skin. So we don't want to have too much grease. We don't want to have too much product or moisturizer, things like that. So ladies, when you're putting this on, definitely can't have a ton of moisturizer around on your mouth or maybe on your nose if you're going to wear the nose strip. So you definitely want to make sure that's all clean. And in fact, to help with that, we came out with, this is our newest product. This is our hostage hold wipes that we came out with. And these are wipes, individual wipes that help clean the skin around the nose, around the mouth. And they also have a film on there that helps the adhesive stick better and protect the skin when you pull it off. So these are brand new. Okay, we have another question. Somebody said, will the mouth tape help me wake up more clear? Wearing mouth tape so that you don't mouth breathe at night will 100% help you wake up without any brain fog. Okay? Because what's happening when we breathe through our nose is we're getting more oxygen into our body. We're getting everything that our body needs, and then your body is in a much calmer state. It's not in a state of fight or flight. When we breathe through our mouth at night, our body is in a heightened state, an anxious state, and so you're not getting the rest that you need. Your brain is not getting all the oxygen that it needs. It's not getting everything to be able to cleanse, and recover. So that's why when you wake up and you're mouth breathing at night, you might always feel like you've got brain fog, you've got a dry mouth, you just don't ever feel like you got great sleep. And then when you mouth tape at night and your mouth is shut, then you feel like you wake up clear, sharp, you've got energy. The brain fog is gone. You don't have dry mouth anymore. You don't have dragon breath when you wake up anymore. And then now compound that. Once you start it and then you keep doing it every day, that starts to compound. And just a small shift, think about that, just a small shift every day of getting better, right? Now, you compound that over weeks, months, and years, and then you start getting dramatically better in every aspect of your life, every aspect of your health, of your wealth, and your relationships. You know, those three things that matter most. Okay, let's demonstrate the product. So we've got our mouth tape here. We've made sure that we've got a clean mouth, no excess dirt, grime, grease, makeup, moisturizer, all that kind of stuff. And then we just pull, we pop it. We notice how it's actually a flexible fabric. So a lot of people, when they think about mouth tape, they get very anxious because they think, is it going to suffocate me, right? But you'll notice that it's a flexible fabric. You can see through it. You can even breathe through it. So it's not going to suffocate you. You will not suffocate wearing mouth tape at night because this is breathable if you absolutely had to breathe through it. But also, your body was meant to breathe through your nose. Okay, you're not going to suffocate. We're partnered with the largest ear, nose, and throat clinic in California. And that's what they tell their patients. As long as you can lay down, keep your mouth shut, and not feel the need to gasp open, you will be perfectly fine and it's perfectly healthy and safe for you to mouth tape at night. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lips inwards. Notice how when I put it on, I'm going to rub the tape, rub it in, make sure it sticks. Notice how I was able to move my face. So it's comfortable. It doesn't feel restrictive. Like normal paper tapes or plastic tapes or duct tape, they're super restrictive and they don't feel very comfortable. And for all of you men out there who've got facial hair, you've got beards, you've got mustaches, regular tape doesn't do really well, right? With hair and stubble and bumps and different things like that. But this flexible fabric tape does really well with bumps and inconsistencies on the skin. That's why this works so well. Okay. Got it? Okay. Now I'm gonna do something fun for the audience here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the pink tape on. Everybody always loves it when Alex, the founder here, puts on some pink tape. Okay, so this is our ladies tape. This is for the women out there. And again, notice how it is a flexible fabric tape. So it's really comfortable. And we always like to tell the ladies that this is made of a bamboo silk, right? It's all made of the same stuff. It's basically an elastic rayon. It's also another name for silk, bamboo silk. Okay. Again, ladies, make sure we've got a clean mouth. We don't have too much moisturizer on. It does have a good firm hold, but not too firm that it's going to stick too hard. Curl our lips in, and I'm going to rub it in. What do you guys think? Do you like the pink better on me, or do you like the black? All right. Now we had a question. Somebody asked, if I do this, will it become muscle memory? Yeah, so this is a question people always ask. They ask, if I mouth tape at night, can I retrain my mouth and my muscles to stay shut so then I won't ever need to mouth tape again? And if you're a child, yes, that could be the case. That could be the case where if you're a young child and you're mouth breathing at night and you do this to your kids, because, we talk about this a lot, the health benefits of it, but as your if you notice you have a child mouth breathing at night, you have to nip that one in the bud. They should not be doing it. Their skull and their jaw and everything is still forming, it's still growing. And so if you get them mouth taping early on, so then they sleep with their mouth shut, nasal breathing, then they'll grow up. Everything will be normal. Their jaws will be normal. They'll have normal breathing. It can make the biggest difference in the world. You've seen some of the pictures out there. If you haven't, Google it. Google the different shots of kids who grew up mouth breathing. And it's terrible. It's terrible what it can do for people. So, but as we get older, there's really nothing we can do to change the physiology of our face and our jaw. It doesn't really change it. So the reality is that it's not going to keep you from ever mouth taping again. Probably won't. You probably won't train your jaw to never fall shut because, look, we get older, our muscles atrophy, we get old. Stuff doesn't work as well as we did when we were younger. And so if that means breathing correctly, getting great sleep, and just wearing a piece of tape on your mouth the rest of your life, is that so bad? Probably not. And it actually is probably going to feel really good. I know I've been mouth taping for about 5-6 years now, and I love how it actually makes me feel. It's almost very soothing to have mouth tape on. So I like how it feels. And everybody who mouth tapes usually feels the same way. Is once they get used to having it on your mouth, you feel a sense of just comfort having it. Just like if you like swaddle in a blanket, it can be very comforting. Okay, we had a couple of questions. How does the beard affect the use of it? It still sticks to the mouth? Yeah, absolutely. And so I demonstrated this earlier. The tape, because it's a flexible fabric, works really, really well with the fact that you've got beard, stubble, you've got hair. You just got to make sure when you put it on that, you're getting it stuck to outside around the lips here, and then you're rubbing it in. If you've got really, really bushy mustache and beard, it can be a little more difficult to get it on there. But just if you go to our site, go to the reviews, or even down the page, there's plenty of pictures of people that have really big beards and mustaches that you can see wearing hostage tape. But put it on, and then you rub it in. Make sure you rub it in around the lips, right? So it attaches to the skin, and then you can rub it so it also attaches to the hair too. Absolutely. All right, somebody had another question. They said, will the mouth tape help me wake up more clear? Yeah, I think that question got asked earlier. Absolutely. It's going to help you wake up clearer. It's going to, if you're waking up with brain fog, that means your body isn't getting enough oxygen. You're not getting enough deep sleep, and so that your brain can recover and flush out everything that it needs to flush out and do what your body needs. Okay? And so when we sleep with our mouth shut and breathe through our nose, then we're able to get all the oxygen our body needs. We're able to recover. We're able to get deep sleep, get in and out of all the different sleep cycles that you need, and just feel so much better when you wake up. Okay? Again, my name is Alex, folks. I am the founder of Hostage Tape. We are the largest mouth tape brand in the world. We've got over 100,000 users. We've got our Hero men's tape, and we do have our women's pink tape as well. We are the #1 brand on Walmart. We're the #1 brand on Amazon. Just keep in mind, Amazon actually has banned mouth tape. And so because we're the biggest brand, we keep getting kicked off. So we keep having to relist it. We're also the official sleep aid of the UFC. We are partnered with the largest ear, nose, and throat clinic in California, the LA Center for ENT. And look, wearing mouth tape, it's going to help you stop snoring. And if it doesn't help you stop, it's going to severely reduce snoring. It's beard friendly, and it's going to give you life-changing sleep. Okay, we had a question. Somebody asked, so how many nights do I need to wear it to notice a difference? Everybody's a bit different on how they feel. I know myself, when I mouth tape for the first time, I notice it immediately when I woke up because I was a mouth breather my whole life. So the first time that I actually slept with my mouth shut, it was immediately obvious how much better I felt nasal breathing. Some people, maybe it's going to take a couple of nights. Some people, maybe it takes a week. But you will usually always feel a difference within 1 to 5 to 7 days. Okay? That's if you're mouth breathing at night. If you're not a mouth breather at night, then mouth taping doesn't matter. You don't need to be mouth taping if you're not a mouth breather. Now, the nasal strip, on the other hand, that could still be really beneficial for you. Maybe you have trouble breathing through your nose, and having the nose strip on then helps open up your nasal passageways so you can get more air in. 100% when you sleep, as well as when you're doing a workout. I can't get a run in and a workout in without wearing this. Every morning, I'll tell you what my routine is in the morning. Yeah, if you've been mouth breathing your whole life, brother, like you gotta try mouth tape. Try mouth tape as long as you can breathe through your nose. You got to try mouth tape, and then you're gonna feel a huge difference when you wake up. Just try focusing on keeping your mouth shut just during the day. A lot of people who are chronic mouth breathers, they tend to mouth breathe during the day and don't realize it. So you might be at your computer. You might just be sitting on the couch like this, and you don't realize it. So try being mindful of that. Keep your mouth shut, and then just focus on breathing through your nose. And you may start noticing a pretty big difference, even just with that during the day. And then if you've got some tape, if you don't have any hostage tape just yet, which go on the site now, we've got some amazing Black Friday deals, some 50% off bundles right now. So go get those before they sell out. But if you just want to try it with some tape that you've got lying around, then put some tape on and see how it feels. Get used to it. So then you can go do a sleep one night with some tape on. Somebody said they've got a blocked nose. I would say if you've got a blocked nose, is it completely blocked because maybe you had your nose broken from being in too many fights? Or is it just maybe sort of blocked because you're not using it? Because I can't tell you how many guys I know who've had what they called a blocked nose just because they weren't breathing out of their nose, and so they were breathing out of their mouth. Maybe they thought they had a really bad deviated septum, and then once they started to focus on breathing through their nose, it's very much like your nose is very much like a muscle. And a lot of times when you just force yourself to breathe through your nose, it'll start to open up over time. Especially if, all right, so somebody said they had the flu. Okay, so if you're sick, absolutely shut your mouth, okay? And force yourself to breathe through your nose. And it'll be really difficult at first, but force yourself to do it, and then your nose will drain and open up. Because here's what's happening in your body. And we're talking about a congested nose that's not from, say, allergies, but it's just from being sick. So when you're sick and congested, when you breathe through your mouth, your brain sends a signal to your nose to fill up with mucus. And so then it creates this vicious cycle. So then you open your mouth up, mucus, mouth, mucus. So you have to break the cycle. Shut your mouth, breathe through your nose. It's going to be hard at first, but then it will drain. It'll slowly drain and it will open up, and you will be able to breathe through your nose. I guarantee you. That's how our body was designed to work. Here's an example. So I've been a mouth breather. I was a mouth breather my whole life, right? and then I started mouth taping 5-6 years ago. I have never not mouth taped, even if I've been sick and congested. Always mouth tape. And on the days I've been really sick and congested, I'll wake up, my nose is bone dry, and then the moment I take off the tape and then I start mouth breathing just subconsciously, my nose congests right up because that's what my brain is telling my nose to do. Okay? So, but I guarantee you that a congested nose, it'll open up if you use it. Okay? And even if you have allergies, what tends to happen is if you're breathing through your mouth, like remember, our nose is a filter. It's filtering out all the garbage and all the crap in the air. And so a nose is going to filter out allergens way better. So you're going to have less of a reaction to allergies when you breathe through your nose versus if you're breathing through your mouth, you're pulling in just dirty, dry air that hasn't had a chance to filter out all the allergens. So now you're getting a super dose of allergens in your lungs that, yeah, you're going to have a reaction, a much harsher reaction to versus if you just focus on breathing through your nose. Okay, somebody said, I've seen magnet strips and then I get how they work or widen your nostrils, but how does the tape do it? It's the same concept. So the nose strip that you see here, it's got plastic ribs in it. And they just create a flex. Okay? That when you put it on your nose, it's flexing and opening up my nostrils so then I can breathe better. Here's an example to do. Just take your hands, take your fingers, put them in your nostrils and open them up. That's essentially what wearing a hostage nasal strip is going to do. It's going to help you breathe like a new person in seconds. Okay? All right. Now, again, my name is Alex. I am the founder of Hostage Tape. We are the largest mouth tape brand in the world, folks. If you haven't seen it, we just dropped our Black Friday bundles. Go to the website, go to hostagetape.com. You can check those out. They're going to sell out 100%. We've got a few different bundles of mouth tape and nose strips, and then some nose strip bundles, along with you're going to get some bedside tins for storage. I keep all my tape in these. I love these things. Got it right by my bed, and these things go into my bag when I travel. I've got probably, as the founder of the company, I've got way too many tins like all over the place. But then we've got our nasal sticks. Okay. We partnered with Boom Boom. These guys have been going viral all over TikTok for these nasal sticks, but we've got a very limited amount of these. These are 100% going to sell out. They're all natural. They're made of menthol, spearmint, peppermint. Breathe that right in. Opens that baby right up. Super addictive, but all natural. Absolutely love these things. These are really great, especially as you go into the cold and flu season here. So somebody asked, could wearing the nasal strips potentially fix or begin to fix a deviated septum? Yeah, so, okay, to be clear, I'm not a doctor. I can't speak on from a medical perspective. I can only speak to what our users have told me. I have plenty of guys who have gotten deviated septums from being in fights, from sports, all those kind of things. And they've all told me the same thing, that even with a bit of a deviated septum, you may not really have a deviated septum like you think you do. I think a lot of the doctors that we work with always say too many people think they have a deviated septum when they maybe really don't, like a real deviated septum. But if you feel like you have a little bit of issue there, then many times your nose is a muscle. This is tissue in here that if you don't use it, it starts to slowly kind of close up and it gets harder and harder to breathe. So you have to use it. You got to use your nose. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so the nasal strip can help open up the nose, help it make it easier to breathe so that you can be more mindful of breathing through your nose, keeping your mouth shut. And yeah, the more you use this thing, the more it's going to start to open up, especially over time, especially if you feel like it's a little bit difficult to breathe. Now, unless you have a severe impaction, that's different. Like if there's a severe blockage, a severe major issue where you literally can't breathe through it at all, then yeah, you probably got to go to an ENT and get surgery on it. But it could very well just be like, you know what? I've been a mouth breather for so long that I haven't been breathing through my nose. And so it's a little bit more difficult to breathe. And so, like, I would argue that I fall into that category. I don't have anything wrong with my nose. I've never been punched in the face. I've never broken my nose. No major issues there. But when I don't wear a nose strip, I notice a little bit of tension. It's not super easy to breathe through my nose because I was mouth breathing my whole life since I was a kid. So I would argue that that's probably why it's not as easy for me, because I haven't been using it my whole life. And so when I wear this thing on, it helps open it up even more. And it reminds me to keep breathing through my nose, keep my mouth shut, especially when I'm doing a workout, I'm in the sauna, I'm on a run, or, you know, when I sleep at night. But when I sleep, I always tape my mouth. Okay, somebody asks, what's the tape used for? Well, the tape is, well, there's two things. There's the mouth tape, which we've been talking about. We've got our mouth tape that goes on our mouth, keeps our mouth shut for sleep. Like this. Because we shouldn't be mouth breathing at night. We should be nasal breathing. Mouth breathing is terrible for you. And then the nose strip, I was just explaining that helps open up my nasal passageways so I can breathe through my nose better. So especially while I'm being mindful of keeping my mouth shut and nasal breathing, this helps me breathe through my nose better, especially when I'm doing exercise. That's when I love to wear it the most. So somebody said when they use mouth tape, they wake up headache free. Absolutely. You want to know why that is? So somebody just mentioned that when they use mouth tape at night and they sleep, that means they're not mouth breathing anymore. They wake up and they don't have a headache anymore. The reason, there's a couple of reasons there. One is when you breathe through your nose at night and during the day, your body's getting more oxygen. Okay? You're getting more oxygen in your body. Now, that sounds counterintuitive because most of you might be thinking, well, Alex, I can get more air through this big hole here than I can through these little holes here. So that doesn't compute with me. That logically doesn't make sense. And I get it. It doesn't make sense. It's a perfectly normal reaction. But here's the physiology behind it, the medical side to it, okay, is there's a 1-for-1 exchange of CO2 and oxygen in our body. So when we pull in when we pull in oxygen, CO2 goes out. Oxygen comes in, CO2 goes out, okay? And our body is governed by this concept called the Bohr effect. And what the Bohr effect states is the more CO2 that I have in my body, the better my body is able to use oxygen around my muscles for energy. Okay? So now when we mouth breathe, we're exhaling more CO2, and then we're not able to efficiently use the oxygen that we take in. That's why when I breathe through my nose, I can more efficiently get oxygen. It's called oxygen uptake. I can get more oxygen uptake into my body so that I can feel better. And on top of that, what's happening in your brain is when you sleep at night, you're going through all these sleep cycles. You're going through these sleep cycles that help your brain flush out all the toxins and recover from the previous day. Okay? And if you can't go through those sleep cycles and you're not getting that rest that you need, then you're going to wake up with a headache because you're not oxygenated and your brain didn't get a chance to recover and flush all that stuff out. Okay? All right. So let's talk about who uses hostage tape. We got a whole bunch of people that we're proud to call part of the hostage tape army that you guys know. So Joe Rogan, huge user of hostage tape. He's been using us for a while now. We've been a sponsor of the Joe Rogan Experience. Erling Haaland, probably one of the greatest soccer players on the planet. Big hostage taper. We've got Mark Consuelos. He is on Live with Kelly and Mark, Kelly Ripa. We've got Andy Elliott, the greatest sales trainer on the planet. Troy Aikman. In fact, if you watched Monday Night Football last night, Troy Aikman, one of the greatest quarterbacks in history, Hall of Famer, Monday Night Football. We've got Chris Bumstead, probably one of the greatest bodybuilders of this generation. In fact, he just competed in the Open, and he won. I think he won. And look, I grew up in the Arnold Schwarzenegger era, and so I'm always going to look up and appreciate Arnold Schwarzenegger and what he did and being the GOAT. But I tell you, man, Chris Bumstead, C-Bum, what he's been able to do is amazing. And the fact that he's a huge hostage taper, I'm honored that he's a part of the Army and we help him get great sleep every night. In fact, he just released an update to his new fitness app. Go check that out. They're doing a giveaway with some hostage tape as well that he announced. It might be closed, but go check it out. Go check out C-Bum and his app. Pretty cool. We've got Gary Brecka. Gary Brecka, the Superhuman Protocol. He's a big hostage taper. And a lot of people that he works with, if they are mouth breathing at night, he'll recommend them use hostage tape. So appreciate that. In fact, he's gallivanting around the world right now with his son. They're doing this around the world. These around the world marathons. And so it's cool to watch him on that journey as they run all over the place. I can't imagine what that feels like, running 7 or 8 different marathons like every day. I think he showed a video of his son. His son was like waddling out of the plane because he could barely walk. I can't imagine what that would feel like. We've got Mark Bell is a legend. Mark Bell is a legend in the powerlifting community. In fact, he's one of the original guys that we had sent product to, and then he responded back saying how much he loved mouth tape, our mouth tape. It was the best mouth tape he'd ever used. And then he started handing it out to all these different high-level guests that came onto his podcast. He does the Power Project podcast, a fantastic podcast. If you guys haven't seen it, check that out. And we've got a bunch of comedians on the list. So we've got Tom Segura, funny dude. We got Bert Kreischer, the Machine. We've got Pete Holmes, super funny dude. That dude, he came to Minneapolis last month and gave me, this is a live show. This is not pre-recorded. Pete came to Minneapolis last month and he gave my wife and I tickets. And I was able to meet Pete for the first time. And he's such a sweet dude. But he's even funnier. So funny. He's got a new movie coming out. You got to check out. Sebastian Maniscalco, that dude. Okay, so I've had this dream ever since I started the brand. I've had this dream that someday a comedian would do a joke about hostage tape. And Sebastian Maniscalco made my dream come true. He's on tour right now. He's going to be here in Minneapolis in February. I'm so excited to see him and meet him in person and see the bit. He does a bit about wearing hostage tape at night. And I can't wait to see it in person. We've got Kyle from the Nelk Boys and the whole Happy Dead team. Those guys. In fact, I was in the Fontainebleau Hotel. I was at the weight room. The weight room at the Fontainebleau is amazing, by the way. If you guys are ever in Vegas and you stay at the Fontainebleau, their workout facility is top notch. It's unbelievable. So I was in the workout area, and I'm always branded up with everything, and you can see me coming from a mile away. And so Kyle walks up and he's like, "Are you the hostage tape guy?" I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, dude, Gary Brecka got me on the hostage tape. I've been wearing it every night. Love it. And so that was my my first introduction to Kyle. Even though I see him at all the Power Slap in UFC events, because we're the official sleep aid of the UFC and Power Slap. And so whenever we're there, I always see Kyle and the Happy Dad guys there. And even though I've seen them, I never really actually met them. And so that was the first chance that I actually met Kyle and the team. So it's pretty cool. We were also mentioned on Love is Blind, the biggest reality show on Netflix. I don't watch the show. My wife doesn't watch the show either. But then I think this was it was like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whenever it came out, I started getting all these texts and pictures of, oh my God, you're on Love is Blind. And so Garrett on Love is Blind, before he goes to bed one night, he warns his girl, he's going to do something really weird. He's going to mouth tape at night. And then he mentions hostage tape. And so, gotta love that. I kind of wonder, like, okay, yeah, we've been around now for, this will be our third year. I launched the brand almost 3 years ago. And when you make it on a reality, one of the biggest reality TV shows, does that mean like you've officially made it? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And I'll let you be the judge of the fact that, look, we just released Black Friday bundles. They've been there now for a couple of days. Go to the website, go to hostagetape.com, get your Black Friday bundle before they sell out. They are going to sell out. I guarantee it, because of our nasal sticks, right? We partnered with Boom Boom on these. These guys are going viral all over TikTok, but we've got a limited amount of our hostage nasal sticks. These things, get them while they're here, because they won't be here very long, folks. So get your 50% off. We got our bundles for 50% off, guys. So go get those. Now, we've got a ton of NFL players and teams who are part of the hostage tape army. And I always love mentioning Sam Hubbard. Sam Hubbard is he's the defensive end for the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals. You can see him every Sunday. He's always sporting a hostage nasal stick, or nasal strip, excuse me. And then he's wearing our mouth tape at night when he sleeps. But then we always love sending a care package for the whole locker room. So all the Bengals are getting great performance and recovery from their nose strips and mouth tape. We've got we're bringing on a ton of more NFL teams. We just got the 49ers on board. Their whole locker room's got a kit now. We've sent the LA Rams. We've got the Chargers. We've got the Raiders, the Patriots. We're just getting some sent out to the Denver Broncos. We've got who else here? I know I'm forgetting somebody. The Falcons. We're getting something sent out to that whole crew out there. And in fact, the Falcons, I mean, they took our quarterback, Kirk Cousins. I'm up here in Minnesota. I mean, we're probably not complaining too much. I think the guy that we got now is doing a pretty good job. I think we're in a pretty good position right now with how we're looking. But love seeing just all the NFL players, all the teams really embracing hostage tape and how it's helping them get better performance and better recovery when they sleep at night. Because look, when you're at that level, when you're at the level of the NFL, you have to do everything that you can do to be better than the guy next to you. And that might be 1%. It's not like when you're in high school and when you're in college where you might be 10, 20, 30% better than some of the guys around you. There's a huge disparity in talent at those levels. But when you get to the NFL, everybody is great. Everybody is amazing. And so what separates you might be just a few percent, a few little things that you can do to be better prepared, to have better recovery, to be able to go in and day out and compete. And that small percentage could be focusing on getting better sleep. Because look, we sleep a third of our lives, right? There's 128 million households in the US. Over 71% of you are mouth breathing at night when you sleep. So think about that. Think about 70% of these guys in the NFL are mouth breathing at night when they sleep. And so if they're using hostage tape at night and they're focused on nasal breathing, they're getting that extra 1, 2, 5, 10% that they need to be better than the guy next to them. And it makes a difference, especially at that level, day in and day out. All right, again, folks, my name is Alex. I am the founder of Hostage Tape. We are the largest mouth tape brand in the world. We've got over 100,000 users. We are the official sleep aid of the UFC. We're partnered with the largest ear, nose, and throat clinic in California, the LA Center for ENT. Mouth tape is going to stop snoring for most of you. If it doesn't stop, it's going to reduce snoring for you. It's beard friendly for all you guys out there. And it's going to be life-changing for your sleep. We are the #1 mouth tape brand on Walmart. We're the #1 mouth tape brand on Amazon. Even though on Amazon, mouth tape is actually banned. It's not supposed to be there. But because we're the largest brand, we keep getting kicked off. And then we keep relisting. So if you're ever trying to find us on Amazon, we're there, but then we keep releasing it if we get kicked off. But you can always just go to the site, go to hostagetape.com, and you can find really our best deals there, to be honest. You're going to find much better deals and bundles on our homepage, hostagetape.com, than you will on Amazon. So, but go to this site right now. We've got our Black Friday deals, 50% off on those. Make sure you grab those before they sell out, folks. Okay? All right. Well, I think we'll call it a day. This was a good live session today. I appreciate all the questions. No, it's not magnetic. I appreciate it, folks. Again, I'm Alex. I'm the founder of Hostage Tape. We are the largest mouth tape brand in the world. Appreciate it. Make sure you get your Black Friday bundles before they sell out. We will see you guys again. Make sure you check us out. We'll be on TikTok tonight. Kyle will be live streaming on TikTok tonight. I think 7, 8 o'clock-ish. But we'll be back here again tomorrow afternoon. Don't let bad sleep hold you hostage, folks.